Well, good evening and welcome to Modern Spiritualists Live. I'm Aeson, and of course, with me tonight is the lovely Hazel Firefly. How are you, darling?
I'm okay, thanks. Just been listening to our cracking thunderstorms.
Aren't they lovely?
The lightning have been beautiful.
You see, that's when I go, grab the camera, take some pictures, use it for background later.
Yep, without a doubt.
Yes. So, how's your weekend? Did you enjoy the sea?
I did. I
Uh,
did. It's just now all the holiday makers are arriving, so it's getting a bit busy.
I swear we live in the same town.
And they can't drive to save their lives.
Forget drive, honey. They can't shop in a shop to save their lives.
Oh, a 60 road and they go in 25.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh my God, get a grip.
get something. Where I live in West Virginia, that's known for its our main tourist section is whitewater rafting. We get people from all over the world. They start about April. We recover somewhere in November. Like the shops, they'll run out of stuff as soon as the store comes in, and it's like, get the Amazon. Like, let's just order from the Amazon and have it delivered. And,
Yeah, I appreciate the economy needs the visitors,
mm-hmm.
but we live here. We need the food.
Well, not only do we like need the food and the sodas and the ability to go to restaurants,
Oh,
and like get our food on a reasonable time. Like you guys know this. Like there's a couple little places that have just been open for maybe a year, so I expect them not to know it. Other places have been open for 10, 15, 20 years. Should know the opening day of rafting day and be like, yep, double the orders, double the orders.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but
but
where
they don't.
they don't. Where that everything is now designed and ran by the numbers of last year and the year before to give them an average, like our poor Walmart. It looks like it's been hit by a ban of locusts because none of the numbers support their current sales.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And back 2 years ago, we had COVID, so they weren't going to sell as much as what they normally do because there
exactly
was nobody visiting.
right. Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's like, can you not figure like get a human in the store, walk the store, see what you're selling. This is when
yes.
things get too automated for me. Like I love automation. It makes my life a little easier every day. But there comes a point when it's like, yeah, this can't not be automated. Or, where's your sensibility?
When I went shopping today, because I do my food shop on a Monday,
Uh-huh.
and where they stack everything up, I
Hmm.
pull the top boxes off and go for the bottom.
Uh-huh.
And people look at me and I'm like, I'm not buying the fruit that's going to go out to date in 2 days. I'm going for the fruit that's going to last longer.
Yes. Hello, Dark Mistress. How are you? Yeah, exactly, because if you're like me, you grocery once a week.
Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
yes. And if I run out, then we got the little shop. They're
Uh-huh.
so expensive though, because it's a little convenience shop.
Uh-huh.
So you don't go there for a lot because you can't afford to.
Right. Now, I do have a question for you. Do you guys still have butchers and bread shops, or is it all at the supermarket?
No, we still have butchers. We
Uh-huh.
still we still have bakeries.
Uh-huh.
Trying to think of the old. We still have, now this is one for you. We still have barbers and hairdressers in separate buildings.
That would be interesting because we have barbers, but they do more hairdressing, and we have hairdressers that do more styling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, they still keep ours totally separate.
Oh. Now, will the hairdresser take a male?
No,
No, won't even touch a man's head.
no.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Yeah,
If barbers don't do the dyeing, the styling, the thinning. They just do a straight cut and be done.
yeah.
Mm. I think that would be mind blowing.
It's really strange. And I think you've got them in your supermarkets. You can walk into some supermarkets and they've got bakeries in them
Yes,
and butchers, but
yes.
we got independent family butchers that
See,
got their own shop on the street.
uh-huh.
Oh,
See,
bless you.
thank you. See, I would prefer that because then I can go in and get the cut of meat the way I want it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because here it's like, no, if it ain't cut right, oh well. You
Yeah.
know, like I like getting a nice pork loin and having them slice it up about 2 inches thick, make lovely chops out of them so the crap they sell. But then I end up having to do my own butchering, and I'm like, this is why we have butchers.
And I like going to the butchers and asking for thick bacon
Yes, instead of
because
that stuff we sell.
and the stuff they sell just shrivels up into nothing.
Hmm. Exactly. Um, and see, when I grew up, we still had butchers.
Yes.
They were in the back of the supermarket, but there was an actual real butcher. You walked up to the counter and you ordered your meat.
Yeah.
And I think it was better quality. I really do compared to what we get now.
Yeah. Our butchers, even January the 3rd, they start a Christmas savings club for the following year
Uh-huh.
so that families can save all year and know that their Christmas meat is paid for.
Oh my goodness. Well, y'all do prime rib over there, and lamb.
Yeah.
So that can be a little expensive.
I was going to say lamb is really, really expensive.
Hmm. For y'all too. I mean, y'all grow it over there.
Yeah, lamb is our most expensive meat, believe it or not.
Saying, well, no, ours here, I believe the most current expensive is the pheasant.
See, only certain butchers will do the pheasants.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Whether that's because of where we live,
Mm-hmm.
and like because we've got the royal estate down the road.
Right.
So it's only Christmas they do pheasants.
Right. Well, I figure that's just because of the supply.
Yeah. Oh, we knock pheasants over constantly
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many of them around.
Right. And that's why I'm like, why wouldn't there be like a ton of pheasant? But I guess not.
Yeah.
Uh,
No.
well, I'm sure it's fallen out of fashion too. I mean, pheasant, rabbit. Here I cannot get lamb unless I go to Sam's Club or specially order it. I cannot get rabbit anywhere. Duck you cannot find. Like half the stuff that are in my English cookbooks, I can't cook because we can't get the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they have started selling deer again.
Deer again.
Hmm.
Well, honey, if you want deer, just come on over. You can find one all over the place. It's our equal to pheasant.
Yeah, we've got at the moment a massive issue with monkjacks,
Oh, goodness.
and they are destroying everything.
Really? That's terrible. Because those aren't that meaty either.
No, they're just like little dogs,
Yeah.
but they are causing mayhem at the moment.
Well, yeah, but y'all guys don't have hunting season there now, do you?
No, no, it's against the law. You can only, now this is interesting for you, you can only use a gun on a private range.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got, before you book the session, you've
Uh-huh.
got to show a license from the police to say you're okay to shoot.
Uh-huh.
And you have had to have so many hours teaching as well.
Yeah, I would love that here. See, that's sensible gun control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Apparently, it is legal to own kangaroos in West Virginia. I did not know that.
Really?
Yeah. I might have to look into that.
They're
But
quite vicious.
depending on what you use them for. Now, if you use them for guard, I think they would be lovely. They can just walk up and punch the bug griller for you.
I couldn't imagine owning a kangaroo.
Well, I gotta see. owning one, letting them take over the yard. Like they're great they're like little goats from my understanding.
Yeah.
So it would be great not to have to mow the grass. Now when they get to the rose bushes we have a little bit of a problem. But other than that I think that we'd be fine.
But saying that, we used to have as a pet a Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Okay, what's that?
That they originate from Africa, from what I believe. They
Uh-huh.
were a lion hunter.
Ah,
That's where they came from.
right.
And he was terrible. Nobody could come in the house unless we told him it was okay.
Yeah, well, I think that's lovely. See, I'm one. I really love guard animals.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I really enjoy loving guard animals. I love, I don't know. I just have an idea of what English manners look like and feel like, and they were known to have, like weird animals just hopping around the floor.
yeah, yeah. Well, you look at it in my house, we've got a mixture. We've got two musk turtles,
Uh huh.
we've got a tortoise,
Uh huh.
we've got a kitten, and we've got a Labrador.
Well, has the kid figured out he can ride the turtles yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But I think that will come.
Probably so. Probably so. But no, a kangaroo I couldn't see. I've got three dogs currently and a cat. Like we have calmed way down. I used to have a whole pride of cats. Now I just have a cat. Because most of them are rescues and most of them were seniors and
Yeah.
they transfer a lot. But no, this weekend is a weird weekend for us because it is a holiday weekend for two of our listening audience. Happy Canadian Day and Happy Independence Day to the Americans. And British, please come repossess us. That's all I have to say on both of those holidays.
We haven't got a public holiday now until the 28th of August, I believe.
Okay, what is the 28th of August?
That is, I've got a feeling it's the end of our summertime.
Okay. Do you take it off? Look, we need to go ahead and just have some business meeting while we're talking. Do you take your public holidays off?
No,
Okay, cool. That'll
no,
work.
because to me, it's a normal day.
Right. I think the weirdest
So,
thing that I've ran into during holidays where I don't take them off is shops and places are closed, and it's like, how do you afford a day off? Like, why are you closed? Like, that's been a
yeah,
new introduction to me. Because I got used to the 24-hour lifestyle that we had pre-pandemic. Now we're
yes,
going into post-pandemic, and it's like, things are closing, things are opening. It's just weird to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But in the UK, the only day shops are closed is Christmas Day and Easter Sunday.
Wow. And they also close on Sunday too.
No,
No.
no, just that one Sunday every year for Easter Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is impressive.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dark Mistress is talking about it means that there's more people home to call us. No, it's more drama you guys can create. Then you call us. And there too many people are going to be home barbecuing and drinking, so a lot of places are closing.
So, what part of the world is Dark Mistress from?
She's in West Virginia also.
Right.
Yeah, she's closer to the capital than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but no, I think that and this kind of jumps into our topic. We're talking about mental hygiene and mental clarity and taking care of ourselves mentally. And I think that we're having a resurgence. And this is what I'm saying about that is we're having to redefine ourselves, our lives, um, our style of life. Don't you think?
Definitely. I eat so much more healthier, but yes, I eat healthy, but I eat so much more, working so much.
Exactly, and that's normal. Um, but just let's take a break and then we'll come back. because we haven't gotten the new breaks. Next show's the new breaks.
Oh, brilliant.
I found out that my husband had been cheating on me, and my whole world turned upside down.
I stressed over any and everything, constantly waiting for the next shoe to drop.
I was attracted to a psychic advisor to get clarity.
I was like, there's no way that's real. But the things that were coming up felt so accurate.
I really need that unbiased, non-judgmental advice. If there's some part of your life that is not quite fitting in, you maybe want to try something that you haven't tried before.
Try psychic reading on your phone. Your first 3 minutes are free. First, choose a topic or method. Second, choose a psychic. Third, start a call or chat. The first 3 minutes are on us. Install Zodiac Psychics now. Talk to a gifted and trusted psychic advisor.
All right, welcome back. But no, I got a paper in the mail today. Yes, the mail ran today, for those wondering. And it was about our university starting to do a study on the stress afterwards. You know,
Yeah.
because we had built-in barriers there. Like, nope, can't go hang out with you. You're not part of my bubble. You know, nope, can't go party, can't do this, can't do that. Nope, you know, I have to go to bed at this time because I'm keeping it to my routine, even though I'm in my little cave. And now the world's opened back up. And it seems to me like we forgot.
Definitely. Definitely. I'm still in that routine where I would rather stay home, but I push myself to go out to see friends because if not, I'm working constantly and it's not healthy.
It isn't. And see, we have a lot of people that are just now working from, you know, they've been working from home and hopefully they found a balance in it. But we persevered that. Like, sorry guys, we've been working home since '87.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And, you know, oh, we need you to stay late. No, it's my ending time is this time, and I'm out the door at this time.
Yeah. But we can't say that if a client wants to book a reading for an unsociable time for us,
Right.
but it's sociable for them.
Right, and that's different. You know, we have our own boundaries built in. Like, you ain't taking a reading at 2 a.m.
I have before now got up at 4 a.m. to do a reading for somebody in Australia.
Well, that's understandable, but it wasn't like, boom, here's your, you know, nobody's calling you on the phone. You know, Miss X isn't calling you up on the messenger and saying, oh, look, I know you've been on for 15 hours. We need you to stay on another 4. You know,
I would politely tell them, I would tell them where to go.
Because you've built boundaries there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. And I don't know if you find, if you haven't taken a coffee break within 2 hours of working, you're like, you're drained.
I'm trying this new Pomodoro technique thing.
Right.
That's 25 on, meaning 25 minutes of focus time, 5 minutes of unfocused time, 25 on, and then 10 minutes I'm out of the room. You know, I'll catch my phone, take my phone with you, whatever. I'm trying it, and I'm loving it. Because it makes me get up and move.
I do that anyway. Because where my office is, I'm back and forth the garden. If I'm not pegging out washing, I'm sorting out the animals.
Right.
Because there's always something to do.
Right.
And I suppose that's a benefit of where my office is.
Right. It's putting your office in the flow of the house.
Yes.
Yes. See, my current office is the old back porch, and I love it because I can shut the door and be done. You know.
And that, I suppose, because we are very limited on space, I could have my workplace out in the garden shed, but then it's not an office. It wouldn't feel that warmth environment, if that makes sense.
I don't know. There's a lot you could do in that garden shed. Like you could put walls up in there and like make it its own little room, but there's so much adapting because we've thought about that, like moving me to a shed. And we're working through that idea of, okay, so how are we going to get it built and what I'll do. I want out there. So I want my own refrigerator. I need my own coffee supply. I need, what all do I need out there to make me home?
Yeah. And for me, it wasn't viable.
Okay.
Because we live in a rented house.
Ah. Yeah.
So I would be spending all that money for somebody else's benefit in the end.
You're right. And they can charge it for change it for another bedroom.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I thought, no chance.
Nope. Okay. Miss Dark Mistress is talking about freaking out all the soda cans in her office. And how, she's, yes. Oh, you're a Diet Coke fan?
I am. I am. Or over here, they've released Lime Pepsi Max.
Okay.
Oh, that is to die for.
I will have to try it. I'm not normally a soda person. I am a coffee. Like, that's my go-to is coffee. Yeah.
But the lime soda is really refreshing.
Uh-huh.
So that's one of my favorites at the moment as well.
Cool. Very cool. I'll have to look at the label and see if the American is because I found this so much in food. Is like the British, the UK, the French, the Dutch foods are more wholer than what we get in the US. I swear they dose us in chemicals. Like they want to preserve us for 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I find as well, because I watch a lot of TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
I find your portion sizes to ours, yours are astronomical.
Agreed.
Whereas ours ain't.
Right. Yeah, very much so.
I'd love to come over there to live.
We might have to, call TLC. You know how they have swapping wives and swapping spaces and all that?
Yeah.
Swapping psychics.
I'd come home and there'd be naughty. Yin and yang was out, so I've just changed everything around.
Exactly. You'd come home and there'd be notes all over the place. Blah, blah, blah has been organized by alphabet. No, you wouldn't. Yes, we would. I would gladly move to UK and work because at least there I can tell the Department of Taxation, I'm a psychic, charge me for that amount. Not that I'm a consultant, charge me for that amount.
See, and that's the good thing over here with being self-employed as well.
Mm-hmm.
I pay tax, but I only pay tax once a year.
Uh-huh.
So our tax year runs from April to April.
Uh-huh.
We put our tax returns in by the 31st of January. They then tell us what we've got to pay, and we've got until, I think it's the second week of February to pay it.
Uh-huh.
And that's how our tax system works.
Oh, that would be lovely.
But then we do pay national insurance.
Uh-huh. Still, I think that would be lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because then it's like, okay, you know what you're paying. It's not like, well, did I remember to deduct such and such and all. Example, today I bought a desk. It was a whole $79. I threw it on the business card. You'd think that, no, I've got to write it in my accounting so that next January I've got to sit down and remember, oh, yeah, it was hot and I wanted a new desk in the living room. So I went and bought a new desk.
Yeah.
So.
And it's things we have to do. Like everything, I do my accounts every month.
Right.
Otherwise, come January, I got bits of paper everywhere.
You're right. Yeah.
And I learned my lesson. I do it monthly because then it takes the pressure off me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because over here, because I'm self-employed and I
Uh-huh.
work from home, I can't have a business card. It all comes out of my personal account
Ah, okay.
because I haven't got any employers.
Right.
So it has to be done that way.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. But I don't know. I think, it's like I said in the meeting earlier, I have passport, just book my plane ticket. We'll fix all this. It, was my comment, and it's still my comment. And that's because I think that, we became adaptable.
Yes.
If you were going to make it in this business, you have to become adaptable. So when it came time to pivot, you saw a lot of psychics just snap right in. The older ones, we just pivoted.
Yes. Yeah.
A few others kind of went, and it's like, get over here, do your calls,
Yeah.
stay in your house. You've been doing that for 20 years. Get with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky if my boys come in and they can see me working,
Uh-huh.
they'll just do their own thing until I finished.
Exactly. My boys don't bother me. They know about every hour and a half to check the coffee cup. Like, refill the coffee cup and let me be.
But that's the best way to be.
Exactly.
Because as I explained to them years ago, yes, I work from home, but I still need working hours.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a big adaptation for them as well.
Now or then?
Then.
Now it's like old hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like my other partner, he works from home too.
Yeah.
At one time, all three of us was working from home, but one now has decided to go do a 9 to 5, an outside of the house job. That was a trip. That was something to get used to. It was someone else that had, you had to pick them up and take them. But anyhow, and they're like, don't y'all two get bored of each other? I'm like, no, I barely see him. He barely sees me. We have our boxes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true, though.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah. And, it's interesting, because he's the first one that's worked from home. I normally, get up, get them off to work, bye, see you, rush into my office and take on my day.
Yeah.
And then getting used to not having to do that, bye, see you later, was so like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I preferred working from home at the time because my son was having issues with school.
Mm-hmm.
And working from home meant if I needed to get up and go, I could.
Right.
Because I don't think people realize, yes, we work from home, but we've still got responsibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we've got our tracking and our appointments and our video chats. And, the thing is, I was talking to someone, I don't remember who and when. When I first started out, all you needed was a phone that did not have call waiting or long distance. It could not have anything.
Yeah. It just had to be a plain basic phone line.
Exactly. No voicemail, no answering machine, no nothing.
No.
And a deck of cards. And that was more years than I care to count. Now we're doing so much. But also look at other people's careers. Like assistants, all you used to have to do was answer the phone and type my documents.
Yeah.
And pick up my dry cleaning or whatever. And now if you ask an assistant to pick up dry cleaning and bring me coffee, they may throw a cup at you.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's so true. But it's just how the world have changed as well.
Yes.
It's how things have evolved.
Very much so.
Maybe not for the better, maybe so in some aspects.
I think that it is in some, but not in all.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think that we as humans have adapted to it.
No.
Recently, one of my friends got a divorce and started dating again. And when they dated, It was you talk to one person, you see if there's a connection, you date for a month or so, and then you make a decision. Well, they're getting all bent out of shape because the dudes are dating are talking to like 5 and 6 different people and, taking applications. And I'm like, yeah, that's the modern way of doing it, honey.
Yeah.
And they're like, but you don't get to make a connection. Yes, you do, but you actually have to put on effort now. It's not like I'll pick you up 7 on Friday night.
I've been single for about 10 years now.
Uh-huh.
And I can't imagine myself dating.
Okay.
Because I haven't done it since I was 17. I'm 50 in November.
Oh, why not? It would be easy. You create an online profile, you review the applicant's qualifications, you take a tarot reading or 2 on them, you choose the one you want, you actually plan your schedule out so you take Friday night off, you have them pick you up, you go to dinner, you come home, you hop back on Messenger, you talk to 3 or 4 more, and you keep reviewing applications so you find one that fits the qualifications.
And in the meantime, you're messaging me saying, well, how did it go?
Tell me about this Queen of Swords. Is she actually as profitable and logical as she looks?
Oh, see, it's just too much hard work.
Well, it's not hard work. It's just dedication to the work,
Do you know what? I don't think I could be bothered with all the hoo-ha.
Oh, I think you could be bothered with a lot of the hoo-ha. I just think you can't be bothered with all the bullshit.
Well, that's more to the point, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's take a break, and when we come back, let's talk about the importance of routines.
Try psychic reading on your phone. Your first 3 minutes are free. First, choose a topic or method. Second, choose a psychic. Third, start a call or chat. The first 3 minutes are on us. Install Zodiac Psychics now. Talk to a gifted and trusted psychic advisor.
For so long, everything was difficult because I was allowing it to be and almost finding more comfort in that chaos.
My psychic advisor really helped me stop and take a breath and look within and be okay with what was happening right now.
Having that 24/7 access is amazing. Just a quick moment to get some clarity.
We are here on a journey and we can't always control it. All we can do is be along for the ride.
Welcome back, and we are getting a thunderstorm. That's why there was a little bit longer break. We had to.
Wow.
Yes. Now we're sharing weather. Where is like I don't know. I just don't know. Anyhow, we'll talk about some of that later this month. Routines. How important do you think they are?
Very important.
Yeah.
Not just for my lifestyle, but also for the clients.
Mm-hmm.
I keep to my routine because I take that 3-hour break in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I need that break.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm dead on my feet the following day if I work right through.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just that. That's when I try and book my appointments.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I try and do my shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So that routine still gives me the amount of working hours I need for a day.
Right.
Without routine, I think I'm all over the place.
I agree. And it's like my morning routine, which includes like morning pages and meditation, and my evening routine of like journaling some more and working out some stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There was about a week there I took off from that. And I did not realize how stressed I was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's simple things that we take for granted that if we don't do, our routine have gone.
Yeah. But do you not find it harder to explain this to other people?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
don't have a routine or don't have some specific order of doing things, they get a little lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I say to people, you do a 9 till 5 job.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that because we have a chunk of the afternoon off
Mm-hmm.
to work the evening time. Because we go to work,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you'll probably find this, we know our busy times.
We do. Although I don't know anymore. Like, for me, an example, I've switched, like, I was night shift only. Like, don't message me till noon. All of a sudden, not this shift that we went through, but a shift we went through probably about a month ago. I shifted over and it's like 8 a.m. and my clients woke up apparently at 8 a.m. and said, "Oh, you're here," and went whoop, right up.
Yeah.
And also I find that a lot of psychics are non-24.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's about not just our balance, it's about our clients' balance as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know if they've hit a hard spot, they will check the time and think, oh, they're online. I'll just go and have a chat.
Right. But no, I'm saying about trying to teach clients, because a lot of clients I see do not have routine. Like they don't,
No.
like they're stressed out, they're aggravated, but it's because they started their day
Yeah.
in a stressful situation.
Yeah.
They don't start the day with a cup of something warm to drink, a nice warm shower,
Yeah.
planning their day out. They just jump up out of bed, throw clothes on, throw the kids in the car, and off to work they go. And it's like, you can't run your life that way. It will burn out.
And I don't know if you find the same. When I say to a client, focus on yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, I do. And then I'll say, okay, so what do you do for yourself? Well, I go for a walk. So is that all you do for yourself? Well, yeah, but that's not focusing on you.
No, that's like the 20th thing on your to-do list.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't like going for a walk.
Yeah. You know as well as I know, we have to do a lot of self-care. We got to love ourselves before anybody else can love us.
Exactly.
And trying to explain that as well, I find that difficult to some clients.
I think it is, but I think it's because that we had to learn self.
Yes.
Now, growing up, I'm Gen X. We weren't taught to love ourselves. We were taught to take care of our damn selves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to do things for ourselves. So it was never, you got to do this type of self-care. No, self-care as children was like bubble baths and, playing in the backyard, that type of thing. When we become adults, we never saw adults take self-care.
No. And that's, I think, as well, the difference in generations.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's only been, the last 30 years that people have started self-care.
I think the past 30 years, it became a fad word.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay? Because if we look back in like not the generation before us, not the baby boomers, but the silent generation. They had it built in.
Yeah.
Into their life. I mean, because, you got up, you took a good hour to 2 to get dressed, you done 40 other things, so you had that self-care.
And if you think back to that time as well, and it's something my nan always said to me. She
Mhm.
always said to me, you never ever heard of anybody having a heart attack 40 years ago. And I used to say to her, well, why was that, Nan? She used to say to me, we didn't buy crisps because crisps weren't a thing.
Mhm.
We didn't eat chocolate because we couldn't afford it. We ate meat and 2 veg every single day.
Mhm.
And when you look back at it, that's probably correct
Yeah.
because they didn't have junk food then.
Right.
But we have so much junk food thrown at us when we go in a shop now.
I don't know. When looking back at my nan, there was always a sweet in the house, but it was something she baked on Saturday. Saturday
Yeah.
was her baking day. You knew it was her baking day because that's when she done all her baking, like her bread. Yeah, I think we got a lot more whole foods, and
Yeah.
things were a lot more slower. So there wasn't so much stress there.
That's actually a good point. That's actually a good point. Because if you think about how many people you speak to in a day, and you can guarantee 9 out of every 10 people say, I'm so stressed, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Even people you speak to in the supermarket.
Mm-hmm. Right. And also our vibrate. I think that our generation may have finally gotten the lesson. 40 years too late, but we may have gotten a lesson to slow the hell down.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, to draw barriers with employers because we had gotten into that. Your employer rules the world.
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
And the thing is, for every one person, if somebody gets fired from their job for doing something wrong, their employer knows they've got 40 other people waiting to do that job.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not bothered whether they keep you or not
Right.
because they know they're going to fill your shoes.
Used to be. Now, not so much.
Over here, we have such a high rate of unemployment.
Yeah. And we do here too, but at the same time, we got people going, no, we won't do that job.
We have that a lot with people working in the fields.
Uh-huh.
Because over here, a lot of the farmers do hand picking.
Uh-huh.
We find the best employees that are employed to do that are, I don't know how you'd refer to them, but I'm going to say the foreign national people.
Yeah, refugees.
Yeah.
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 Same.
Yeah.
Same. We got apples, and we went through a food shortage here in the United States. Why? Because we closed our borders.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody would go to the apples and pick the apples. No one would go and pick tomatoes. No one would go and pick grapes because those can't be automatically picked. You have to hand pick.
Yeah. And the other thing over here is like we got the benefit system,
Mm-hmm.
whereas I don't believe you have it over there.
No, we don't have the full benefit system. We have
But
something it's called crab. They call it welfare, but it's crab.
if you've got 4 children over here,
Uh-huh.
it don't pay you to work because the benefit system gives you more
Uh-huh.
in benefit to stay home than to go out and find a job.
We had that here for a while, and then Republicans got involved in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's still, I earn a month what somebody on the benefit system earns.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wonder how far that goes, though. Do you understand what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Because, first of all, managing 4 children is a full-time job.
Yes.
And, you don't have 4 kids, you got 2. So it must have been still tough for you to manage everything. I just don't know. I think that over there's a different mindset. And the mindset for a lot is, I may be on benefits today, I'm not going to be on them tomorrow. There's some that are, but there's others that is like, I'll be damned if I go on it. Because it still has the poorhouse mentality to it.
Yeah.
And
I done research about 18, 19 years ago. I was working in the school,
Right.
and I was doing like interviews with families who've been on benefits,
Uh-huh.
who have gone back to benefits, and they turned around and said, and I didn't know how to respond, well, I know my children will claim benefits because I have done all my life.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you need to try and change that, because
Yeah.
that's no catalyst for your children.
Right.
You teach your children
Right.
life skills and, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, teach them to do better.
Yes.
See, over here it has a lot of that too. But I
Yeah.
also feel like there's this part, and I think you will probably see this more in your older family styles. You know, when you have like the grandmother raising the kids and the parents off working and that type of a parenting style. The ones that'll be like, I'll be damned if you take claim benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
And we still get, in my area where I live, we have a lot of Asian families
Uh-huh.
and a lot of Portuguese. And the amount of families that live in the one house
Uh-huh.
is like generations live in the same house so that
Right.
they all look after each other.
Right. And I bet they work very hard.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
that's where you're going to see one to go like, can I have a third job?
Yeah.
Can I fit a fourth job in? Like we have the same thing here, and I see this all the time. And a lot of people do not get my opinion on this. Is I will take a full business full of international people, first generational people, then I will a lot of people that have gotten into that mindset of, well, I only need to work 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
I don't need to have pride for my job. And I, as a leader in business, don't know how to explain to people that you need to be proud of what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether
Like,
it's waiting tables, washing dishes, cooking the food, whatever. You should have pride.
Next door to us that way, we have they're a Chinese family. They are so lovely. She's a nurse,
Mm-hmm.
he's a surgeon.
Uh-huh.
They have a little girl.
Uh-huh.
Every holiday that they have, they always cook something and ask if we want to go round to join them.
Oh, how lovely.
They didn't know our holiday, like they didn't understand Easter. They
Right.
didn't understand Christmas.
Right.
So on those holidays, I used to take something over to the little girl that was relevant to those holidays.
Uh-huh.
And then I'd have to explain to them why these holidays are here.
Uh-huh.
But that was so lovely to be able to do at the same time.
Yeah. It's to have that informational exchange.
Yeah.
And that's why I love sitting down. Like, that's part of, like, the first 15 minutes I have planned into the show is for us to sit and talk and go, okay, what do you got going on over there? Because this is what we got going on over here. And,
Yeah.
you know, this is what we're doing. What are you doing? You know, it's like, what is it? Is it Bud Fox Day that y'all guys have over there that I am still trying to explain why we're celebrating a terrorist?
Well, I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Bud Fox Day, it's the day the dude was trying to blow up Parliament with dynamite.
Oh, no, that's called Guy Fawkes.
Guy Fawkes, yeah.
Yeah. We still do that. But I was born the day before that happened. I was born November the 4th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's still a massive celebration over here.
It is. And y'all do spring, you know, like I do Maybon, y'all do spring celebration. And
Yeah.
summer celebrations.
Yeah.
And those are holidays there. Full holiday.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah. Years ago, when the pits were open, let me just check. It would have been the last week of July, the first week of August would be called the miners' fortnight.
Uh-huh.
That's when all the pits closed and everybody used that 2 weeks for holidays.
For holiday. How interesting. So everybody in the town took holiday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just interesting. Huh. God. Like even the bakers, even though they're not part of the pits, would take holiday?
Yeah. Because
Wow.
everybody was in a community.
Uh-huh.
So if you think about it, if all the miners and their families went away,
Uh-huh.
there would be no point in the bakers working because there'd be nobody there to buy their produce.
Exactly. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
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 So is there anything of any of that left, or is it still all the same?
All that went when the mines went, when all the pits went, all that tradition went with it.
Ah, okay. So
But I remember that because I remember it as the miners' fortnight from when I was little.
cool. Very cool. I think the closest we do with that is Thanksgiving here. They give
Yeah,
extra days for Thanksgiving so the hunters can go hunting because there's no use to have school open.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because that's a massive celebration for yourselves.
exactly. Now, do y'all have something like that, like Harvest Home?
No,
No.
no. That's what we use Christmas Day for.
Okay, imagine the big dinner and family get together,
Yeah,
but
that's
earlier in the year.
we have nothing like that, only Christmas Day.
Okay.
So your Thanksgiving is like our Christmas Day sort of thing.
Yeah, and then we do Christmas, but our Christmas is totally different.
Yeah,
Yeah, because yours is food and figgy pudding and all this other stuff. Like there's more food gifts, and for us,
yes,
so much like crap you don't need, like
yeah,
slippers and bathroom. And I've gotten to the point. Let's just have a really good dinner.
yeah.
Like let's go somewhere to eat.
On a Christmas, I bake. It's called Barra-brith.
Okay.
It's like a fruit tea cake,
Oh, okay.
and I'll bake one and drop it to all my elderly neighbours.
Oh, how nice. How nice.
It's just keeping the community spirit there.
Right, and I think that. Do you think that came out of the 40s, or do you think that was already there before the 40s?
I think that was already there before it.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, when those families worked,
Mm-hmm.
it was very rare that you seen a mum and dad work.
Right.
But if they did, their neighbour would have their children for them to work.
Right. Yeah.
So it was like, I think you basically say they shared everything.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's what's lacking in our communities today.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
that means
definitely.
and see that leads back into our mental construction because you don't have that key component of community. And sometimes you have to find that community. You have to build it, whether it's the people in your industry or your lifestyle. You have to start building those little pieces.
Yeah. And that's how you get the foundations for a good community. You work from the bottom up.
Mm-hmm.
Like for our community, when we had COVID, I put a box outside and put on it donations for the food bank.
Right.
Because people wasn't just struggling then, they're struggling now as well.
Oh yeah. Well, I think they're struggling more now because they don't have a reason for the stress and anxiety.
Yes.
During
Yes.
the pandemic, there was stress. Everyone was stressed. Everyone's anxiety. Everyone's had an uproar.
Yeah.
Okay, and they had a reason for it. Now they're having to go back out into community, into dealing with people, into going into shops, into dealing with babies that need to have been left at homes.
Yeah.
Someone watch the baby so the mother can get groceries. Dear gods, haven't they heard of? What is that app? That'll just deliver food.
Oh yeah.
So they don't have to drag that poor child out into the store to yell at the top of its lungs at 75,000 megahertz. Now they don't have that. Like they don't have that target.
And as well over here, our interest rates have flown up.
Mm-hmm. But that's to
So,
be expected.
but people with mortgages
Uh-huh.
didn't take into account that happening.
Right.
So they are struggling more because they're paying more on their mortgage.
Right.
And like our gas and electric bills have Well, they've over doubled in price in 12 months.
Oh, I bet. Because you guys are getting a lot of cutoff from the gas from the Ukraine, because the Ukraine was your gas suppliers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're struggling with that financial difficulty as well.
Right. But we knew this was going to happen, because if you look at the pattern, you have a world movement.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. World War II.
Yeah.
And the economy goes up in the air.
Yeah.
With high mortgages, high fees, everything got more expensive. And then it came back down and calmed down. And then we had the Korean conflict. And we go back up. And then we have the gas issue in the 70s. It comes back down.
Well, this is how much things have gone up in 12 months. This time last year, I could buy a dozen eggs for £1.90.
Uh-huh.
A dozen eggs today were £4.60.
Okay, I got to get my converter. What is it? Are you still on pounds?
Yes.
All right. So how much are you paying? £1.60?
Yeah. And today they're between £4.60 and £4.90.
Oh. Yeah, that's about as much for us too.
Yeah.
Because it's $5.84 a dozen here.
Right.
Yeah. So with that, it'll happen. It'll go back down. It always does.
Yeah.
You'll run into eggs being, a half a shilling each.
I don't remember that far back.
I do. I remember. Okay, y'all guys have to remember, I started running a house at a very young age. I ran a house on, let me take and tell you the amount. Yeah.
Dark Heights, I think I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to find a chicken farmer or put some chickens in my garden with the dog.
Are you allowed to have chickens where you live?
We can, but they've got to have a certain amount of space.
We'll get out the measuring tape. When I first took up housekeeping, I ran the house on 304 pounds.
Wow.
Is what I had paid everything on, including the house payment.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Now it's 10 times that much.
Yeah, if not more than that.
If not more than that. Yeah. Do you think that you'll see an egg lady?
Sorry?
Do you think you'll see an egg lady again in your life?
I don't know.
Someone will come to your house and they sell you a dozen eggs from the door. I'll take 6, I'll take 5. That.
I really don't think so.
Do you
I
think
really
it's
don't.
regulation?
I think that tradition went a long time ago.
Yeah.
This is going to sound really harsh. We've got a lot of, I'm going to say, people with issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's knife crime. There's a lot of things like that you don't know whose door you're knocking.
We have a lot of that, but we have it with guns.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we've at the top of the hour. I hope you enjoyed our show. How can they reach you this week, my dear?
I'll be on Fortunica. I will be on Zodiac. I haven't been on Zodiac for a week or so because sometimes I need a break from that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes the technical issues get to me, so it's easier to put it down and walk away.
Right. And, they just went through an update.
Yeah. But I believe they've all been sorted now, so everything should be back to normal.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm back to my usual tour, and I'm back to my usual hours.
All right. Remind our new listeners what those hours are, and they understand BST time.
It's between 8:30 in the morning until lunchtime, then back on at 3 until midnight.
Yes. All right. And I am going to be over on Zodiac and Fortunica and Keen, and you'll have to check the schedule because it rotates a good bit because I am non-24. And one of these days we'll talk about being non-24 and the fun of that one. But until then, you guys have a great week and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.